talk about the magnitude of this fight. I was talking to Charles the other day, and he said, "Hey, look, I think that the winner of this fight is going to earn a title shot next." How do you see it, and is that the way you see it?
Yeah, I mean, the UFC did tell me that. The UFC said if I won this fight, I am the #1 contender. So yes.
Any extra motivation? I know how hard and how much time and effort, blood, sweat, tears, all of it that you've put into trying to work your way to the top of the division and get a title shot and get that belt. How does it feel to literally be one fight away?
To be honest with you, man, when it comes to motivation, I don't lack any. It's hard to add on to the motivation that I have right now. My my biggest motivation is knowing that God has given me a gift and I'm not gonna waste it. I'm not gonna squander it. So it allows me to do every practice I need to do to make sure even if I don't have a fight, I train 2 times a day and to just stay in the fire. It gives me the ability to stay in the fire because I'm so motivated.
But a lot of people will say you've got to talk trash. You've got to do these crazy things to get your name out there, to raise your popularity, and then get these big fights. But you obviously now here, like we've said, you're one fight away from a title shot. You're fighting in this massive event, UFC 280. How about the fact that you've gotten here without having to engage in any of that stuff?
Well, I think Christians in general should be counterculture, and I think as a devout Christian, it makes sense for me to be counterculture and not do what everybody else does, basically. So yeah, I think it fits it fits my position well.
Yeah, you've stayed true to yourself when I think a lot of people they've developed these characters or they act like people that they're not, but you have never done that.
Yeah. By the way, I like those gloves behind you, the Tyson gloves. I have a pair. They're very
That
good.
nice, right?
Yeah.
Mike's gonna love that. Uh, what about Vanille? You and Charles, two of the literal absolute, best when it comes to Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. What about that? This being such a high-level BJJ match, and because you guys are both so skilled when it comes to the ground, does this actually turn into a stand-up striking contest?
Nah, I think we'll end up on the ground. I think whether he tries to take me down or I try to take him down, I think that the attempts will take place, and I think eventually the fight will hit the ground. And we're gonna see. We're gonna see uh where the chips are gonna fall as far as the ground goes. I truly believe in a pure grappling match, I could beat this guy 10 out of 10 times. But you know, just because I believe something doesn't mean it's true. So I have to go out there and actually prove it.
Would it mean anything more to beat him like that, or is a win is a win is a win, and it all accomplishes the same thing?
I don't think for me it makes a difference because his striking, I think, is very similar to his grappling. I
Yeah.
think in terms of level, bro, he's an amazing fighter. He's one of the best to ever do it.
Oh
If
yeah.
you look at his resume, I mean, he's really just. I mean, Habib is the only guy who you could put in front of him because with what he's done and the way he's finished people, he's on that Mount Rushmore of lightweight. Yeah.
I'm sure you've looked at his career very thoroughly. What changed for him, Beneil? Because this was a guy who was losing fights, and then all of a sudden, and it seemed like it happened like that, he was the best. Anything that you picked up? Did he learn something he didn't know before? Did he add tools to his repertoire? I mean, why did this guy seemingly change overnight?
I think hmm, why he changed. I don't know why he changed, but I can tell you this: in the beginning, he was what you would call a 500 fighter. What
Yeah.
people call, and it didn't seem an issue of talent, but it seemed a lot of times he would just give up. But something clicked where he stopped doing that, right?
Yeah.
And not only that, but in situations where you would most expect him to give up, he would do the opposite. He would rally and come back and have a big victory. So whatever that change was, man, congratulations to him because that is a phenomenal job on his part, and you got to respect that. I genuinely respect what he's done.
Absolutely. You're a dad now, right?
Two, two
That
girls.
that's amazing. How has that been different? You know, not going in there anymore as just a single guy. Now you have a family. You got two little kids. How has that changed things, if at all?
I think being a father, being a good father, requires more discipline than I had before. And so in order to be that good father that I want to be, I have to be more disciplined. So with my free time or whatever, I have to devote it to things that are necessary to do in order for my relationship with my daughters to be good and for them to be disciplined as they grow up. And I think that's been something that's changed me. I've become more disciplined in life, and also in my approach to fighting, because I if it was up to me, no game plans. Let's just go and let's fight.
Right.
But obviously I have coaches, and they spend pretty much all year trying to put in game plans in me for different opponents and things like that. So I've I think I've done a better job overall listening and absorbing what they have to say.